Look at that, look. Already making such an influence on this team. Second in the league, with a game in hand, which if we did win, we would go top. I'm good. Or just really lucky. Yes, welcome back everyone to Conquering Scandinavia. And if you've been living under a rock for the last week or so, a lot of things have changed in Conquering Scandinavia since last Friday. I don't know. We obviously have conquered Norway, and if you did not know, we did that with Ailsund in the second season after getting them promoted as champions after the first season. But in the last episode, of course, you've seen me going through the strenuous ordeal, is only one way to put it, of finding a new club. And I made some big, bold decisions in that episode, turning down another team in the Finnish league to come to Iceland with Stjarnan. And I think I made a very good choice indeed. I have played one game off camera, and I have made some changes. But I've brought you back now because we are going up against the team who I could have took over if I waited a little bit longer and turned down Stjarnan. I could have took over this team. Nats, Brian New Dealed, or KR. We'll just call them KR. But I could have took them over. They were also looking for a manager. I did apply for them, but they were not quick enough to get me in. Stjarnan was the team. Of course, in the last episode, I did all leave you on the cliffhanger of I'm going to sign some players. And I have done that. I'm really sorry, by the way, of leaving everyone on cliffhangers. It is not going to be a regular thing now because, of course, we're back in league format. But there has been some changes. Let's have a look at them. And so, starting off with the three signings that I have brought in. I don't really care that you can see the names. You do not have a clue who they are. Sergei Eremenko was the first guy I brought in. A very good Russian cam because the formation and the tactic that I'm going with, I need a good cam. We didn't really have any in the club. The two positions which we really were looking for when I really analysed the side, to be honest, was a centre attacking midfielder and another striker because I don't really think we had a lot of depth. And if the striker who I was going to plan on using wasn't really going to cut it, or I got injured or something, I'd be screwed. And I want to win the league as soon as I possibly can. So I've brought in Eremenko to begin with as a centre attacking midfielder on a free transfer, of course. 3.5 star current, 4 star potential, 22 years of age. The Russian coming in on quite low wages, £1,000 a week. It's not too bad. It's not breaking our bank anyway. But he has the fundamentals to be a good cam at this sort of level anyway. Next up we have this guy, Yasin Ressa, a striker, and I don't know whether he is going to be the next big Fred Johnson or Fairhurst. I did look at Fairhurst, by the way, but no intentions of coming. Sorry, Mark. But Yasin Ressa, 3 star current, 5 star potential, 20 years of age, was actually released from Marseille. He has fantastic pace, fantastic off the ball, good finishing, good heading. So he has sort of like the basics, the very basics, to be a striker in this division. And I'm hoping it was just going to be like those sort of things will carry him over. He doesn't have the best composure or anticipation, which I usually would look for in a striker. But as this poacher role, I'm alright with it. And he can play, of course, as an advanced forward as well. Advanced forward obviously would require a lot more stuff, which he doesn't have. But the fundamentals are there, nonetheless. So I'm happy with him, to be honest. Another free transfer coming in on I almost said 2,000. £275 a week. So hardly anything off the wage budget and a very good player. Especially if I was to stick around, you could become sort of our star striker. And finally, Aaron Bjarnason comes in, an Icelandic player. I did feel like I needed to bring in an Icelandic player as well. Although the rules isn't there to me to actually do so. I seen this guy and I thought, because he's Icelandic, I'm going to bring him in as well. 3.5 star current, 4 star potential, and obviously you can see the drop off already between the Norwegian and the Icelandic standard of players that we're seeing for 3.5 star to 4 star potential. He's no Curtis Jones, but he could be this levels version of Curtis Jones anyway. Okay acceleration and pace, good dribbling, good fast touch, the good determination, which I always look for, okay technique and crossing. that's as far as it's going to get from this player. Some very poor mentals outside of that, but I do see him as sort of like a bit part, sort of a fringe player to begin with. £800 a week, and he's already had to come into action because we've had some bad news. Before I tell you that bad news though, we have some good news. Stjarnan, in our first game, we beat Ep15, which is one of the big sides in Iceland. Not so much in the last couple of years, but they have been. And we beat them 3-1. We went 3-0 up in 18 minutes, and I thought, surely it cannot get as good as this. And then the worst thing happened. This is the bad news. Christopher Boateng is injured with a broken foot for 3 to 4 months. That is the rest of the season. So we're going to have to go for the rest of the season and try and win this division without Christopher Boateng. So I'm quite gutted about that. He is our best player. It is a massive shame. Luckily, we've brought in the likes of Eremenko and the likes of Bjarnason, and hopefully they can fill in. But I will be looking to sign a couple of more players. We do have an okay wage budget, I do think. Although we are in debt. So we've got 1.26 left in the wage budget. And of course the transfer window is still open, so I am going to look to offload a couple of deadwood, a couple of players who are on too much wages for what we are using them for. And I don't know whether I'll be able to play around with it a little bit more, but we'll find out in the next upcoming episodes. The balance, of course, is horrible to look at, but we're still pushing on. We're going to play this game now. We're going to see how we get on, and obviously we're going to play the next game in this episode too, which will be against HK, who are sick. And I've just realised that I started pressing record way before I should have, because I am really far away from the next game. But you won't realise that. I'll just cut to the game. Right, here we go then, and some fantastic news. In the break, I did make another sign-in, Suleiman Koulibaly. And you might actually recognise this guy a few years ago now. He signed for Tottenham Hotspur from Siena in Italy as a very hot prospect. And I think he is very good for us at this standard too. Can only play up front, so obviously now I'm quite stacked in that striker role. But that's exactly what I wanted to be. Coming in on high wages, 1.1k, 3.5 star current, 4 star potential. Has good finishing, good long shots, fantastic flair, and overall quite a good player for this level. I'm not happy with this. A false 9. No one really plays with a false 9. I won't be playing with it. So I'm going to be training him really as an advanced forward. So his first touch is quite poor, and as well as his passing. But other than that, I think he's an outstanding player. But this is the formation that I have built. And I haven't really built it recently. This was my AC Milan formation, which I was very successful with. And I think we have the good players to do and use this formation with this side. Is Koulibaly back? So I'm going to keep this side. Lipovac keeps his position up top because both of our strikers that we've just brought in are very poor on match sharpness, so that will take some time to build up. Bjarnason is coming in on this right hand side for Boateng. Eremenko gets his start with Kui on the left. Anuga and Magnusson in this midfield. Of course, Magnusson, the player with outstanding potential. Vialchak, probably got that wrong. Kami Hammerberger, that's fantastic. I'm happy with that name, and he's Norwegian. I'm still learning this club. Suto on the right, Bjarnason in net. Quite a good team. But here we go. We're going to find out what could have been, whether we will overcome this side and made a good decision, or we don't overcome this side, they overcome us, and I made a bad one. But that's negative thinking. I hope we can do the business here. We're at home as well in both games today, I think. Hammerberger picks it up. Kami. Back to Hammerberger. Up to Lipovac, who's very strong, so I hope we can hold at the ball nicely with him. Finn Bogerson now, who is their key man, I do believe, and he's fair play. Alright, not the best start for us. Finn Bogerson with an outstanding effort, curling outside of the box. We're going to see it in 3 dimensions now. The whip and curl, I mean, he's got past Kami very easily there. Outside of the boot, he's hit that. Wow, really showing that potentially. I mean, this is him. His long shots are 11. So how he's done that, and his technique is 10. So the fact that he's managed to do that with the outside of his boot, is pretty astonishing from that man. But 1-0 down. Let's hope we can bring it back. Right, we're at the 40-minute mark now, picking up the ball in our defence. Cami now with the ball, and he's played it over the top. Lipovac has gone through. Oh, it's a great block by that man, number 36, Sigurdsson. That's an easy one to pronounce. There's a lot of Sigurdssons though. Eremenko with the corner, probably not going to come to anything. Headed out by Finn Bogerson. Kui picks it up, back to our defence, and it's going to end in the highlight in it, surely. Yeah. Half time then, we'll probably go through before we see anything. We do indeed. Let's rally the troops, because it has been a very poor performance. Not the start that we had in the first game off camera. I'm expecting a lot more from this game against KR. They are a better side than the team we defeated, who are FH, but they are below them in the table right now. But I do think overall their side has the better players. And we start off this second half, well, 60 minutes gone. Lipovac has picked up the ball fantastically there. Magnusson, he's our playmaker. Lipovac has gone through, and he cannot get it in the net again. It's been cleared. I don't really class that as a highlight. He should be having a shot at least for it to be a highlight. Eremenko now with the corner, and again, it's not going to come to any, I don't think. Bjarnason saved by the keeper. I think it was another corner. Back in. Lipovac, and it's in. Key, I don't know how to say your name, but Lipovac with a fantastic header at the back post, and Key has put it in, and we get the equaliser here. The man on the post keeping him onside. Almost seems like he did steal that goal, but I do want to go and push for a winner here. So I am thinking, can Eremenko play centre midfield? He can. He can play that very well. I'm going to swap him round with this guy here and keep Magnusson there in that role. We're going to go to a two-man strike force, and Koulibaly is going to come up top instead of Anuga. Who else is playing quite poorly? So we have Gunnarsson. Can you play further up? You can't, and you're also not very good either. Laxdal, he can play up there, but he is also just as poor, because we do have some poor performances on the pitch so far, with Bjarnason on a 6.3. But there's no point in changing him if the players around aren't that good, and we don't have very good players right now. So we're just going to have to rock with this. I don't want to put some horrendous players on and make us cost. I'd rather just stick with players who aren't playing fantastic. And 75 minutes gone now. Not a lot of time to make a difference. Can we push for another goal? Doesn't look like we can. 93rd minute, and it has ended. We've dropped some points there, so I am quite disappointed with that. It's just one of those. I know they're a good side. They are further down than what we are, but I know that they potentially should be up where we are. I mean, the season preview suggests that as well. They were actually predicted to finish the position below us. And yeah, the top of the league as well. They scored a few goals. They have scored a few goals, and they are pushing away from us. 5 points clear of us. Valor is also up there, who has like the best reputation in Iceland. A few good players as well. Right, let's go to the next game and see what happens. Right, we're back on the right day for the next game, but we do have another transfer coming in. Augustin Rupel, an Argentinian winger who can play on both sides, so more depth, because obviously we've lost Boateng for the rest of the season. So he comes in on quite low wages as well. I think it was roughly £575 a week. So good wages for us, good determination and work rate, which is what I like to see. Fairly decent pace and agility. The right sort of stats that we need: crossing, dribbling, fast touch and passing for a winger. 8 finishing I can deal with as well, so not too bad in this league whatsoever. But I do like him because he can play on both sides, and coming in on a free transfer as well. Some good business so far. Of course, my coaches rate him at a 3.5 star, so that's fine with me. I'm happy with that. He obviously hasn't played for a while, so he's also going to be lacking in match sharpness, but he's going to come in because, you know, you've seen in that last game, I had no one to bring on. I literally had no one to bring on whatsoever who would change the game for me. So he's going to come in on this bench to begin with as one of our foreign players. We now have 3. I think you can only have 4. So Lipovac keeps his spot up top. I was quite happy with his hold-up play in that last game. pretty much it's going to be the same side to begin with before we can really bed these players in future episodes, to be honest. And, you know, they'll get appearances off the bench. That's fine. Before we've got a week of the transfer window left open, but we haven't got any money anyway, so it will all be free transfers. It's just, I think I just seen something which I didn't want to see. I am not happy with this if it is true, and it might come back to haunt me. Oh no, Holmbert Frid Johnson, you traitor! He has joined HK. We're playing against him on loan from Ailson. This is going to bite me in the ass. I can just see it now. It's going to bite me in the ass. Well. Oh, it wouldn't be an Omega Luke episode if something weird like this didn't happen. How dare you, Frid Johnson? After all, am I still his favourite? One of his favourite people? Am I still? I'm one of his favourite personnel. I'm his only favourite personnel. Oh, and this is actually one of his favourite clubs as well. This isn't good, is it? This isn't going to go down well. But anyway, we're going to try and beat them. They aren't the best team in the league, but they do have Holmbert Frid Johnson, of course, legend of the save so far, along with Curtis Jones. And already there he is, causing trouble on this left-hand side. Frid Johnson plays it back. Ingdarsson headed over. Yes, he is Icelandic as well, so maybe I should have gone for him. That was maybe a move that I could have made, but I don't know whether it has happened before. I just didn't think about it, to be honest. Would not think he would come back. As with Ailson, obviously he was one of our starting players. Why would you look to get rid of him? No wonder why Ailson are struggling. Lipovac now through on goal. Score it, son. Oh, he's blasted it wide. At least he's kept it low, but still, it was not even in the 6-yard box by the time it left the pitch. And straight on the attack again are HK. I'm very grateful, by the way, that they shorten the names down to just letters. Very easy to say. Keeper comes out, Olafsson. Has done very well in the end. Frid Johnson now on this left-hand side, causing us trouble. Time and time again, Bjornsson with a save, and it is cleared. I'm going to have to get some sort of opposition instructions on him. I know how dangerous he really is. What my assistant? My assistant knows. He is a threat already. Holmbert Frid Johnson. What a man. I'm gutted, to be honest. I mean, I do see this team as a 2-year project. I don't think we'll win the league straight away, just simply because, I mean, we've got every opportunity to. We're only 4 points behind as it stands. We've got every opportunity to do that. But I do think this is going to be a 2-year project, a 2-season project before I get close to winning the league. Arneson now, and Bjornsson. Oh my God. What a blunder that is. That is atrocious goalkeeping. And that is the reason why I do think this will be a 2-year project. If I don't get sacked before that. Arneson with a smash. And that's such a weird shot. Bjornsson somehow manages to not catch it, but still stop it, but still let it drop in the net. And we find ourselves 1-0 down to HK. Not good start from us, one bit. I really do think we're missing Boateng. In that win, where we were 3-0 up within 18 minutes, he was, oh my God, Frid Johnson now. Frid Johnson is, of course, it's come back to bite us in the ass. Holmbert Frid Johnson. In that, I was going to say, when we were 3-0 up, Boateng, everything went through him. Everything. He was so dangerous. And we are being punished here. Oh, I hate this. I hate this. It's like seeing an ex-girlfriend who is now really hot. Frid Johnson. Destroying our league, and now we'll find ourselves 2-0 down to HK, who have now leapfrogged us in the league. Another goal would be horrendous for us. Please, keep them out. Frid Johnson's there again. Bjarnason plays it down the wing to absolutely nobody. Can we just make something of this, though? We've got the high pressure, but I don't know whether it's going to work in this league. Osman is now through as well, and Bjornsson has made a good save. Boys, what are we doing? Come on. I mean, this is atrocious, really, from us. Cautious, come on, lads. Bit of desire. We haven't created anything yet. This is awful from us. It's just been long balls up to Lipovac, and I don't even think... I mean, our team instructions, the standard passing directness, let's keep it short and slow it down a bit. Shallas, and well, actually try and make a game of this, because so far, I mean, chance-wise, We apparently had a clear-cut chance. I don't remember it, but we have done, and we haven't really used anything. I mean, we only had a highlight. 70 minutes gone, and this is poor. This is so poor. Who is having a bad game for us now? It's Bjarnason again. It's time to get Rupel on for his debut, and Lipovac has been very poor. Let's get Yacine Reza on. I'm hoping for big things from this young Frenchman, and let's see whether we can do something about this. Have I left it too late though? 78 minutes. Eremenko, Rupel, the new man, Suto, get it in. Kia's there. Kia's put it in. I think he's going to be offside. He is offside. Oh, so annoying. And this really good camera view will show us that no one can see he is actually offside. But apparently he is. Cannot catch a break in this game. Holmberg Frid Johnson has come back to bite us on the ass. 86 minutes. Unless we have a very quick double, we are going to drop another 3 points. And not a good start in this first game of the season. This first episode of our new team, even. Don't know what I'm talking about. Rupel now. 87 minutes. Make something happen. Impress us, please. Wild pass. Back to our left back. Can he... All he can do is lose a ball. All he can do is lose a ball. I've got a big job in my hands, I think, with this side. We're going to have to overhaul it. I really do think we're going to have to overhaul it. I might have to try and get rid of a few players on a free just to get them off. Ignason now and Bjarnason with the save. They've embarrassed us, to be honest. This is atrocious. And that will be that. 92nd minute. We only really had one opportunity. A goal given offside. It's going to be hard. This season is going to be hard. Well, I think... I'm going to say it now. We're not going to win this league this season. I'm going to have to try and do it next season. It's too much of an ask to do it this season. There's just... I think some of the defenders are very poor. I've tried getting a couple of strikers in, but it hasn't done anything so far. And it doesn't help when one of the most beautiful men I've ever seen on Football Manager, Holmberg Frid Johnson, is playing for the opposition and scoring goals. How long has he been playing for them? 12 games, 6 goals, 2 assists. The same sort of stats he was putting in for us. He used to play for us. Oh no. He actually used to play for us. I'm gutted. I am actually gutted. Well, let's leave it on that. We're going to leave it. Drop a like on the video if you can. That would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for everyone for the massive support on Conquering Scandinavia. If you do wish to support the channel even more, you can do by sponsoring the Patreon page. The link is down in the description. Just like Mark Fairhurst, you can sponsor one of the players throughout the save, and we'll follow the journey of how Fairhurst is doing in the next episode. My name is Omega Luke. I'll see you on the next one.